What makes a perfect villain? According to psychiatrists who studied 400 films, they found their answer in a Coen Brothers masterpiece. Welcome to the untold story of No Country for Old Men. In January 2018, a group of psychiatrists analyzed 126 psychopathic characters across 400 movies. Their verdict? Javier Bardem's Anton Chigurh isn't just terrifying. He's the most clinically accurate portrayal of a psychopath ever put on film. Dr. Samuel Liestet explained that Chigurh perfectly embodies a merciless killer with zero remorse and absolutely no capacity for emotions like love or shame.
Tell me in a sentence who you are. Nobody.
The Coens based Chigurh's bizarre haircut on a photo of a brothel patron from 1979. When Bardem first saw himself, he groaned, "Oh no, now I won't get laid for the next 2 months." The directors high-fived each other. His horror meant they'd achieved exactly the creepy look they wanted.
I need to know whose idea was it for him to have this haircut. The Coens, the Coen Brothers. I let my hair grow because I didn't know what they wanted to do with my hairstyle, and Paul LeBlanc, which was an amazing hairdresser, saw a picture that the Coen Brothers brought to him about a guy in a brothel in Texas in the 60s that was having this haircut. Paul did like, and in a second I had this thing on my head.
When the Coens approached Bardem for the role, his response was priceless. "I don't drive, I speak bad English, and I hate violence." The directors replied, "That's why we called you." It was Bardem's dream to work with the Coens, and he took the role despite every reservation.
You know what date is on this coin?
No.
1958. It's been traveling 22 years to get here.
The challenge was to create this person who would feel nothing. He will follow his own ethics, no matter what, and he will do it against his own will. I guess that's the crazy part. Like if something beyond his control or over him.
The novel mentions drug dealers who killed a federal judge in San Antonio. This wasn't fiction. In 1979, Judge John Howland Wood was assassinated by Charles Harrelson. And here's the twist. Charles was the father of Woody Harrelson, who plays Carson Wells in the film.
Let's go to your room.
Josh Brolin broke his shoulder in a motorcycle accident just 2 days after landing the role. As he flew over the car that hit him, he thought, "Fucking shit, I really wanted to work with the Coens." Ironically, his character gets shot in the shoulder early in the film, making the injury a non-issue. Josh Brolin was working on Grindhouse when he decided to audition. He asked Robert Rodriguez to borrow a video camera, but ended up having his audition shot by Quentin Tarantino using theatrical cameras with actress Marley Shelton as his scene partner. The Coens' response? They loved the lighting.
I'm fixing to do something dumber than hell, but I'm going anyways. If I don't come back, you tell Mom I love her.
Your mother's dead, Llewellyn.
Well, then I'll tell her myself.
Josh Brolin fought to add one word when Moss opens the briefcase and finds the money. The Coens wanted silence, but finally agreed to let him say, "huh," which they recorded several different ways. At every screening, you can tell where the directors are sitting because they burst out laughing at that moment.
Yeah. And I asked Joel and Heath, and I said, "Do you think I should say something?" And they said, "Like what?" And I said, "I don't know, like, huh, or something like that." And they go, "Do you have anything else?" And I go, "I don't know, like, And they go, "Anything else?" So I came up with 4 or 5 things, and they said, "Go with the second one."
The silver suppressor on Chigurh's shotgun didn't exist in real life. The Coens had it specially invented for the film. They wanted a serial killer who uses unique, iconic weaponry. like his cattle bolt stunner. This distinctive sound of Chigurh's cattle bolt pistol, it was created using a nail gun. The makeup department initially bought fake blood at $800 per gallon, until Joel Coen realized why during a massive shootout scene. Regular sugar-based fake blood would have attracted swarms of insects to the dead extras lying in the Texas dust. The expensive stuff kept the bugs away. When Moss lies wounded after crossing the border, a mariachi band sings to him. The lyrics translate to, "You wanted to fly without wings. You wanted to touch the sky. You wanted too much wealth. You wanted to play with fire." It's a perfect summary of his fate.
Quisiste volar sin alas, quisiste tocar el cielo, quisiste mucha riqueza, quisiste jugar con fuego, y ahora
Pay attention when Chigurh leaves Carla Jean's house at the end. He pauses to check the soles of his boots for blood, the same thing he does throughout the film to avoid leaving evidence. This visual clue strongly suggests what happened inside. While filming in Texas, the Coens had to stop shooting for an entire day when a massive cloud of black smoke drifted into their wide landscape shot. Paul Thomas Anderson was testing pyrotechnics on the nearby set of There Will Be Blood. A year later, both films would dominate the Academy Awards, funded by the same two companies. Composer Carter Burwell's entire musical score consists of only 16 minutes of music in a 2-hour film. The Coens and Brolin realize they can't have any musical instruments. The soundtrack is almost entirely sounds that occur naturally on the screen. The Coens shot only 250,000 feet of film, while most productions shoot between 700,000 and 1 million feet. Every frame was meticulously planned. This was their first Oscar-winning film ever edited using Final Cut Pro, revolutionizing what professional editing software could achieve. The film's credited editor, Roderick Jaynes, doesn't exist. It's a pseudonym the Coen brothers have used since Blood Simple, because guild rules wouldn't allow 2 co-credited editors. Jaynes has been nominated for 2 Oscars, but never attended a ceremony. Despite receiving top billing, Tommy Lee Jones had the least screen time of the 3 main characters. The film belongs to the hunter and the hunted.
What do we circulate? Looking for a man who has recently drunk milk.
I was a horseback, going through the mountains of the night, going through this pass in the mountains.
The Coens hit a brilliant tribute to Stanley Kubrick in plain sight. Llewellyn Moss is killed in room 114 with crime scene tape across the door. Look closely at the repeating word crime on the tape. It creates CRM 114, a reference Kubrick used in multiple films including Dr. Strangelove and A Clockwork Orange. It's the Coens' way of honoring one of cinema's greatest masters. The briefcase holding $2 million is the exact same type used in Fargo, where $1 million gets buried in a snowbank. Both are pilot cases typically used for aviation charts and maps. Unlike most adaptations, the film takes much of its dialogue word for word from Cormac McCarthy's novel, in the exact same order. Sheriff Bell's final speech in the film is on the final page of the book. The title comes from William Butler Yeats's poem Sailing to Byzantium. That is No Country for Old Men. The poem explores death and the afterlife, themes that haunt Sheriff Bell throughout the film. In the opening narration, Sheriff Bell mentions real lawmen Jim Scarborough and Gaston Boykins. These were actual sheriffs of those Texas counties when the story takes place in 1980. Javier Bardem became the first Spanish actor ever to win Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards, Screen Actors Guild, BAFTA, Golden Globes, and Critics' Choice Awards, all for this single role. This was only the second film in Academy history where two directors shared the Best Director award. The first was Jerome Robbins and Robert Wise for The West Side Story in 1961. The Academy rarely allows this exception. You made it this far, so here's your reward. 3 bonus facts you don't want to miss. In 2010, Paramount was forced to pay Tommy Lee Jones a $15 million bonus when an arbitrator found the studio's lawyer had made an error drafting his contract for the film. Heath Ledger was in talks to play Llewellyn Moss but withdrew to take some time off. He would later play another Chigurh-like psychopath, the Joker, in The Dark Knight, and posthumously win the Oscar that succeeded Bardem's win for Best Supporting Actor. In 2024, the Library of Congress selected No Country for Old Men for preservation in the National Film Registry for being culturally historical and aesthetically significant. No Country for Old Men isn't just a masterpiece of filmmaking, it's a perfect storm of meticulous planning, happy accidents, and brilliant performances that came together to create one of the most haunting films ever made. And tell me, what's your favorite detail about this film? Drop it in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the ride, make sure to subscribe for more stories behind the legends. Keep watching, keep feeling, and never stop chasing the magic of cinema.